This is our first match with this donation decklist stream. I was hoping the fiber would make Magic Online look better, right? Yeah, I mean, like, this is a keepable hand, right? So, like, if our opponent's playing something like Storm or Sneak and Show, this hand's going to be pretty miserable. But if they're playing some kind of fair mid-range deck, it's going to be pretty fantastic, right? Stoneforge Mystic. I feel like I'm just, like, looking for, like, a Force or a Counterspell or a Spell Pierce to kind of, like, insulate this hand against something unfair. Spell Pierce seems great. Swords to Plowshares may or may not be good here. I already have... I'm going to go ahead and draw it just because I have the Brainstorm. We can throw it back with that later. You know, I'm probably supposed to draw the Plow in case they're an unfair deck and probe me, so they don't know about the Spell Pierce. This could still go either way on what kind of deck they're playing. My opinion is that Kiki card's pretty terrible regardless of what you're splashing, so you should probably just play whichever cards you enjoy playing. That's really sad. And want those cards anyways, opponent. Joke's on you. Alright, well, I'll do that. There's a... The good news is this means we're playing against something fair. This is a donation deck list stream, so someone sent me dollars, and they sent me a deck list, and we are playing their deck list through the thing. This is a deck I actually was kind of interested in playing, so this, Stoneblade archetype seems interesting. This is the kind of deck that was just like, it was kind of like a worse Miracles deck, so it wasn't particularly popular when top was legal. Yeah, you can always turn down a feature batch. It's like talk to the coverage people and just be like, I really don't want to be on camera, and they will respect your wishes. Okay. This is actually pretty decent for us, right? We get to Spell Pierce this Hymn to Torok, and then we can plow this Snapcaster Mage, then we get to, like, play this Jace unmolested. Yeah, it took about an hour this morning. Okay, so now the real question is, are we supposed to play around a potential lightning bolt here? I think the answer is yes. I think we're supposed to play this Jason plus it. I think they're more likely to have a lightning bolt than like a Maelstrom Pulse or something. What you got? Delta. Nope, you can keep your land. So, again, you play Jason plus him so that way he's not at 3 loyalty, so that way it doesn't die to a lightning bolt out of my opponent. Like, if I spent 4 mana to Brainstorm without a shuffle and then, like, took a lightning bolt out of my opponent's hand, that'd be pretty sad. Sure. Yeah, buddy. Alright, so we're gonna Jace Storm before we Council's Judgment, because if we hit land, Counterspell, or... Oh, actually... No, I can't. I don't know if so we snap Spell Pierce. Look for, like, another Spell Pierce or a Counterspell so that way we can fight over a Force of Will out of their hand. They showed up during the install window, and the install window was smaller than, I don't know, however, it wasn't a 4-hour window. Don't Thoughtseize me. God bless. God bless. Alright, they've got 3 cards here. Do you want more, or do you want me to wipe your hands? You want more? Okay. Force is decent. Let's Jace Storm to start here. I'm gonna put... Snapcaster Strand back here. I guess this means I can't Council's Judgment and... I think I just ordered those wrong. Small mistakes, small mistakes. I would like to vote for this Jace the Mind Sculptor. Okay, yeah, I should have... I think we're supposed to keep the Force Blue card, but I think I'd stacked the Flooded Strand on top of the Snapcaster Mage, which I'm actually going to ponder here because I don't remember. That was real loose on my part. There's a bunch of bad cards here anyway, so let's go top. Top. Take a Snapcaster Mage so we can force if we need to. Yellow Hat with the host. Welcome to folks coming over from Nasif's channel. We're playing some Legacy here this afternoon. the Deathrite Shaman format, if you would. Alright, I'll be right back. I need to wipe my child's hands. He's just eating Doritos. Got Dorito powder everywhere. Just Dorito powder on everything. Ugh. Nope, don't wipe your face. There, here, see? Alright, good job, good stuff. I'm just going to pay a life and pick the cards I'm discarding here, basically. This is what happens. So, like I'd like to keep this Stoneforge Mystic, so I'm going to do that. That's basically what just happened there. Hopefully they don't have a Liliana of the Veil. You have Pyroblast in your main deck? That would be gross. Colligan's Command. Sure. MTG Wooden Tokens. I'll have a donation deck list coming at some point in the near future. Awesome. Thank you very much. I appreciate the continued support. 3 months, a quarter of a year. So, I think I'm actually just going to plus on myself here, because I know there's an island on top of my deck I'd like to bottom. Yes. I'm going to go ahead and play this out and pass the turn. Again, I just want to, like, make sure this doesn't die to a lightning bolt here. And, like, if they attack this plus bolt, it's not going to do it. I think that's reasonable. Have another Jace. That's gross. My cheer cup not load? Load, cheer cup, load. There you go. Jace costs 4 lands. It's not nearly as good as the other one. Alright, so we have a second Council's Judgment in the deck. We do not. We've got 2 more Snapcaster Mages we could find to be able to snap back the Council's Judgment on here. I can't imagine they have too many counterspells in their deck. This a Big Fish or a Tassiger? Could be a Tassigwaif. Yep. I get 4 looks here. That's a brick. I think I'm supposed to do this rather than unsummon his thing. I think unsummoning his thing is playing to... Yeah, look at that. Alright, well, I think I'm just going to put these 2 back. You could argue my verdict is supreme. The Chezek pile is basically just like, the 4-color control deck is like, what do you want to be better against? Do you want to be better against Delver decks, or do you want to be better against combo decks? Do you want to be good against Delver decks, you play this 4-color control deck. If you want to be good against combo decks, you play the Grixis Delver deck. They're both very similar. Very, very similar archetypes. One of the things to keep track of here is I'm currently up 1:30 on the clock. Hopefully, stopping to do daddy duty doesn't catch up with me here. This is definitely a matchup that could come down to clock. I think I'm just going to draw the plow that's on top of my deck and plow this Deathrite Shaman. Yeah, so I'm going to draw that. I'm going to go ahead and Jace Storm here. We know we have an Arid Mesa to put back. Yeah, I guess I can force pitching this Verdict if anything goes real sideways here. Plow this. Alright, go. We're gonna crack this fetch land at the end of turn. I mean, it's just like, it's a collection of good cards, right? Just like the same Deathrite Shaman value mush that like every reasonable deck in the format is. I'm gonna force a Snapcaster Mage here. It's like, it's both on Jaces and empty boards. Yeah, it's just like, pick your favorite Grixis or Deathrite Shaman mid-range versions, and like, Yeah, it's just like, put all of the good cards of the format in your deck and, like, hope they shake out. Like I said, it has less pressure than the Delver deck does, so it's worse against the combo decks, but it's better against the mid-range and the fair decks. You have a Death Ray Shaman. Hey, B-Win-Win. So, we're going to fetch a basic plains here, so we have a third white source. I already have 4 blue sources. We have 2 fetches on top of our deck here, so we know we want to clear those away before we take a draw step for the turn, plus a Jace Storm. And backup Jace. Where did I leave my backup Jace? Alright, so I don't think I actually want the backup Jace at this point. I think we're doing okay, especially with this draw. We get to play this. I think I'm just getting a Sword of Fire and Ice here. This shuffles to clear our Brainstorm. I think I'll take a Sophie. I'll go ahead and play this out. To go ahead and get that sweet, sweet auto pass value in here and gain some precious seconds on the clock. As we grind back and forth. Don't have drawn another Snapcaster. God bless it. Is that their third? Or only their second? No, it's their third Snapcaster. Gross. Let's get to kill this, shatter this. Oh. It's kind of unfortunate. We're just gonna undo my Stoneforge Mystic plus leave a thing here. Oh, they returned a thing to their hand, didn't they? Returned Tassiger, sure, that makes sense. Yeah, I agree. We're definitely a dog to that. It's a good draw. Unless they're drawing a lot of cards, right? 10 out of 10 gonna trade for the Snapcaster Mage here if they offer it. This is our last resource here. The fact that I pitched my second Verdict to a Force kind of feels bad. It's possible I should have put the Verdict back and kept a 6th land that turn so I could just hardcast a Force instead of pitching the Verdict to it. Well, I think we're a pretty large dog to win this game at this point, but I think the clock's going to become a very real factor in this match, and my opponent is currently down 3 minutes, so I'm just going to, like, make moderate decisions fairly quickly and just, like, burn their clock, basically. They have a Death Ray Shaman that's active, so our Snapcaster Mages aren't doing anything at this point. Hey, that's a Karakas. It's pretty good. It's going to bounce this Tassiger, the Golden Fang. We are going to lose our Jace, the Mind Sculptor, this turn, though, which is sad. Have a Fatal Push. So again, we know our top 2 cards are Karakas. I mean, we're like I said, did you not hear the part where we're a strong favorite to lose this game and I'm only playing it because I want to burn my opponent's clock? That's why. I am conserving time on my clock and making decisions quickly because we are a strong favorite to lose this game. Hey, look at that. I put the Karakas in the right spot. Pick it up. I think it's pretty unlikely that they Fate Seal me. A Murderous Cut. So, like I said, I am making decisions that are almost certainly not 100% correct for the sake of burning time off my opponent's clock and playing quickly. The clock is a very important part of playing Magic Online, and you should use it to your advantage. Alright, have a Snapcaster Mage back. Yeah, like we Council's Judgmented their first Jace, and then they just had a second one, and they had, what, 3 Snapcaster Mages and 2 Call Against Commands? 1 command early? They had 3 snaps, though. Leave the Spell Pierce on top, sure. The good news is, like I said, it's going to take them a little bit of time. It's going to take them a lot of clicking to get through everything here. So, like, we have that going for us. If they're playing Tastiger here, I'm just going to go ahead and bounce the Tastiger back to their hand again. Oh, Gourmag Angler. Yeah, we'll counter that one. I am turning your sound down, child, 'cause this is very loud. Yeah, like, we get to bring in what? The Blood Moon's pretty reasonable. The Rebs, all the Rebs come in. Get to cast Brainstorm here. We'll Spell Pierce it, because why not? You bring a Blood Moon in this matchup, Rogue? Feels like a Blood Moon matchup. They do have him to Torok. We got him done turn 2. They have Culligan's commands and a bunch of Snapcaster Mages. Like, Culligan's command is very, very good in this matchup. And they have at least 2 of them and a bunch of Snapcasters. So, like, especially the online format feels like it's become very, very inbred. Like, if you look at the top 8 of the last challenge from this past weekend, like, it's basically almost all of the same archetype. Yeah, just like pick your greed basically. Like how greedy do you want to be? They took my verdict out of the bin. I have a council's judgment in there. Actually, this is kind of funny. I don't think any of these things are going to resolve, but you know, we'll give it the old college try. We'll make them click through stuff. I've dropped 0 frames so far, so that's nice. The top 8 consisted of all of the deck lists that went 5-1 or better. So, like, the successful decks are pretty narrow. Which is, like, to be expected. Like, people are actually solving the format. Hardcast Forcible, that's fine. Again, just, like, gaining clock equity here. Rogue, you want to tell me how you board here so I don't have to think about it? I need to change a diaper here while we have sideboarding up. And the actual answer is no. WotC doesn't give us enough data to make educated decisions about anything, so we just have to, like, blindly make statements that are obnoxious without any actual data. Alright, so the forces are obviously bad. Those are coming out. Verdict seems fine. Jitte's probably fine. Flusterstorm, Pyroblast, Rebs are fine. Blood Moon's fine. The verdict seems reasonable. I mean, that's bad for every format. Alright, I'm gonna go change a diaper really quick. Feel free to tell me what you'd cut, Rogue. was just about to say, I feel like 3 verdicts is too many. Get that. 60 seconds to spare. Thanks everyone for hanging out today. I'll battle some Legacy. So someone talked about this is the worst format to not give all the 5-0 lists, but not even the 5-0 lists aren't good enough. Like, to actually have reasonable snapshots and assumptions about, like, what's going on in the format, you want a lot more than just 5-0 lists. You want a lot more than just 5-0 lists. You want all of the information to have accurate, especially in formats like Legacy and Modern, where people constantly play decks that aren't actually good. Like, the decks that people play and the decks that are good don't line up much at all a lot of the time. Surgical's actually not terrible in this matchup, just, like, for reference. They have Kolaghan's Command and Snapcaster Mages, so that's fine. I think I'm casting Blood Moon even if I don't hit a white source here. Is that unreasonable? I feel like that's not completely unreasonable. God, I'm a professional. Am I getting a second island or am I getting a white source here? Thoughts? I feel like getting a second island so I can just play this True-Name is probably fine, right? I think it's actually second island. Yeah. Go. This is post board. There's no certainty that there are still Force of Wills in their deck. For people that aren't familiar with fair matchups in Legacy. And, like, if they force this, like, we continue playing a game of Magic. And, like, they couldn't force this. So look at that. Look at that. Their clock equity. Look at all that clock equity gained us. Are we having fun yet, opponent? Do I board this out now? I'm boarding this out and boarding in a Surgical Extraction. Because they're going to fetch like this is still in our deck, and I just don't want it in my deck. Let's do that. I'm going to do this. I think this is reasonable. Once you get them with it, never leave it in your deck. Unless there's something like lands. If you're trying to cheese them out of the game with Blood Moon, and you can actually win games without cheesing them out, don't Blood Moon them post-board. Yeah, honestly, Rogue, I wouldn't hate... With how many fair decks have existed in the format right now, I feel like having 2 moons in the board are not unreasonable. Yeah, I feel like having a second one is not unreasonable in the slightest. Yeah, it seems fine, right? Need some lands, obviously, but, like, I'm gonna Brainstorm, we're on the draw. This is a blue-white Stoneforge Mystic deck with some, oh, now. Oh, good. It's not a... Whew, not a Thoughtseize. I think I'm just supposed to plow that, right? I think we're just gonna plow that. So get your Dorko out of here. Bolt the bird, as they say. You want more chips, Declan? You had a big poop, now I gotta reload. Don't take my Brainstorm. Yay, that could have gone worse. Brick and die? Yeah! Brick and die! I should not... Why do I say shit like that? Why do those words even come out of my mouth? Why would I even imply that bricking and dying was an option? Magic is great. I love it. It's so much fun. It's interesting and interactive. My opponent conceded to a Blood Moon. I got 5 looks at a second land and I missed. Just all the personal enjoyment, really. Gosh, I am so dumb. There's another Snapcaster on top of our deck. Sure, man. I'm gonna spell pierce this. For a paper card game, Magic is very, very good. For a paper card game, Magic is very good. If you compare it to digital card games, it leaves some to be desired occasionally. My body is ready for a hard cast Force of Will. Oh, here's the Jace. No, just a him deal. It's fine, I can cast most of those spells anyways. Joke's on you. Alright, 6 cards in, no second land. This deck could use some Fate Weave. Hey, 7 cards in, found a second land. The Brick 2, the Electric Boogaloo. Well, we got 2 cards left. Oh, and they took my Spell Pierce, so I can't Spell Pierce this Jace. That's really frustrating. Because their Hypnotorak was good. Oh, just a Gurmaking. That's fine. We can beat that one, maybe. Maybe. No, opponent does not play Wasteland. Is correct. They do not play Wasteland. I'm gonna Snap Plow now to play around another hardcast force. We could get Flustered or Spell Pierced here, but I think we're just supposed to take this now. If only our land's Fate Weaved. Exactly, so you understand. Alright, I mean, if we hit, like, untapped land and get to, like, stick this Mind Sculptor, we could be at a reasonable spot. And, like, our Snapcaster art is better than their Snapcaster art, so we've got a lot going on for us right now. Yep. I feel like we've seen him and Thoughtseize. They're not terribly likely to be playing actual Counterspell, but, again, playing around it because we kind of seems worthwhile. Discard this Batterskull since you got a Snapcaster Mage back. Untapped land. Yay! All my lands are untapped. It's great. Alright, another red source? Sure. Alright, don't kill me. I'm not playing around Lightning Bolt. Just gonna draw some cards. Bolt me, nerd. Huh. I don't want to do this. I think I want to cast Stoneforge with Flusterstorm and Rel Elemental Blast next turn. Yeah, I'm sure they have lots of one-ofs. I don't know what I actually want to put back here. I feel like I want to put Stoneforge 2 down and then a Blast or a Flusterstorm on top of my deck. Yeah, I want to hide a Stoneforge, but do I want to guarantee draw Stoneforge next turn? Actually, I'm going to shuffle the Flusterstorm away, right? Yeah, I'm going to put the Storm back and put this Mystic on top of my deck. I'm already down a Batterskull, but I have Jitte and Sophie in my deck, and this Blast can counter the Snapcaster Mage that we know they have. It's kind of neat. Opponent flooded a little bit, so we're like actually playing a game. Trying to dodge him to Torak here. Yeah, this is pretty fine, right? They're to shock this. I'm gonna discard Stoneforge Mystic. Huh, I guess I could also discard the Reb and just go like Stoneforge here, right? And like get 2 pieces of equipment and have 2 blockers for my Jace. Do we hate that? Reb's pretty powerful, but like Stoneforge protects the Jace better. Yeah, I'm gonna go Stoneforge, I think. Yeah, we have Fire and Ice and Umezawa's Jurgit in my deck. And I think we're gonna Jace Storm before we Stoneforge for the first time. No, I want to clear the Fluster, I think. So let's do this. I would love to use this ability. I would like to get... Is it Umezawa's Jurgit here? Nah, it's probably Fire and Ice. Those are decent. I could put this back, play this, use the Stoneforge to get the Sword of Fire and Ice again. Like, hold the Flusterstorm up. I also just, like, put these two back and then cast this and, like, leave all of my spells in my hand. The Flusterstorm's really not countering much right now, right? Like, Call Against Command is still killing my Jace regardless. So I feel like I just want, like, the biggest quantity of spells I could possibly have. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put... I could just shuffle the Flusterstorm away too, right? I guess that's fair. I could put Fluster in this back and go get Jitte. I don't hate that either. Yeah, I'm gonna do that, actually. I'm gonna put these two back. I'm gonna go get Jitte. I feel like holding up Flusterstorm doesn't accomplish anything, and I just want to, like, have more spells. It seems pretty unlikely. It's like 10 out of 10 blocking to save the Jace here. Which is kind of awkward against Call Against Command. Counterspell's a great draw. Alright, so I think I'm hiding Council's Judgment True-Name for now. Or do I want to put the True-Name into play? Do I just, like, cast the True-Name? I could put Judgment Brainstorm back and cast the True-Name, hold Counterspell up. I don't hate that. Am I supposed to put the Vision player, or am I, like, supposed to make them deal with this? Do we want to put the True-Name into play? I guess it's pretty unlikely they have, like, Toxic Deluge post-board. I like True-Name Counterspell up with the Council's Judgment on top of my deck. Because, like, if they had a Reb, they'd have Rebbed the Jace, right? So, like, this is not getting Rebbed. This is a game where the second land was 7 cards into our deck, right? Just so everything's above the board and I understand what's going on. Well, we haven't dropped any frames yet. I upload at almost 100 Mbps. My total download speed coming into the house is now 500. Hey! Ha! 90 Abel with the brand new Twitch Prime subscription. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Subscriptions are the best way you could support my content here, so thanks for that next level of support. Welcome. Flusterstorm's looking more reasonable. Well, you see, the Fiber God sailed in on his white chariot. It looked almost like a pickup truck, if you would. And he smote the Comcast devil from my home. God bless the Fiber Gods and his smoting of the Comcast devil. Else, I would still be under the devil's sway. Okay, so now here's the question. If they don't give me anything worth counterspelling here, do I put the Fire and Ice into play at end of turn, risking a Culligan's command? Alright, now I just put the Fire and Ice into play, right? Nah, I'm just gonna put this into play. As you will. You have a K command here? Ancient Grudge. That's rude. That's really rude. Okay. Dees. You want something to drink? Huh. This is kind of interesting. So, I can put the Jitte back and then use the Stoneforge to draw it back out. Yeah, I think we're still ahead. I agree. The True-Name Nemesis is probably going to run him down. So, I'm going to put back... I think I want to hold the backup Jace at this point. So, I'm going to put back these two. Do this, which grabs the Jitte off the top of the deck and then shuffles away that Brainstorm that we don't really need. We need to get our attack on here. Man, Stoneforge Mystic is so much better with blue cards because you could do what I just did there, and like your Stoneforge, your third Stoneforge Mystic on turn 12 is still card advantage. And colors don't matter. Yep. What are the 75 best fair Magic cards you can play? All right, sleeve them up. Is there any Hex plan today? Probably. I think we're gonna play this league and then play some Hex. We'll see what time we're at. We got started. Normally I stream in the mornings on Tuesdays, but I had fiber installed this morning, which is exciting. Having more fiber in your diet is always good. All right, so we're trying to dodge Snapcaster as their last card here. Deathrite Shyamalan. Deal. It's a good thing. It's a good thing I packed my backup Jace, huh, chat? I always pack a backup Jace. Need help? There you go. Probably shuffling those away. No, there's no data limit here. And here, I'm just going to go ahead and leave these, because Counterspell is kind of great insurance, so we're not going to shuffle. I'm going to draw this island, play it, and then crack them for 3. Yeah, it's funny. So I live in a house with, 2 toddlers who stream stuff on their tablets occasionally. Like, my wife and I, we watch Netflix. We don't have cable internet or cable TV. So, like, we consistently, with my streaming, use over a terabyte worth of data every month. So we were having to pay Comcast to give me more data on top of everything else. Don't tell me you drew a Snapcaster Mage. What is this? For fuck's sake. Alright, we still have a game. We still have a game. Got it. Alright, so we're going to Council's Judgment this. I think I'm Council's Judgmenting that. Am I Ponder Shuffling first? That's Jace Storm. We'll probably Ponder Shuffle to clear the Jace Storm. I can use that to clear the shuffle now. This Jitte's terrible. This Verdict I don't need at this point. I'm going to crack this and then Ponder. I might find one of our plows that are left or a Snapcaster Mage to kill this as opposed to spending the Council's Judgment. Pyroblast, Flusterstorm. Yeah, all these cards are great. No, I would not like to shuffle. Just gonna go ahead and get rid of this nerd now. That doesn't make my future Snapcasters worse. Yeah, my 500 down, 100 up line is costing me less money per month than my, yeah. Have you considered not casting that Snapcaster Mage opponent? Did you consider that at any point in your life? Okay, good. I feel like you should take that into consideration for next time. Just Jace Stormin'. It's a Jace Storm. It's a Jace Storm. There's only 1 land left this can get. 2 lands. Alright. Can you play non-proactive control decks in Legacy and not Modern? Yeah, we're both playing basically what are non-proactive control decks. Ooh, Vendilion Clique. Oh, this is so great. I even get to put this back, and then I get to Stoneforge here, and pick the Jitte back up, and shuffle my deck. Alright, we're gonna draw step this Clique. There's only 19 cards left in my deck. This is great. Yeah, I'd rather I could give them a land or something that I don't have to counterspell. Yeah! 1-0. Alright, while we're waiting for this next match to pop, I would just like to say good morning, afternoon, and good night to everyone, wherever you're out in the world. Thanks for choosing to spend part of your day here with us. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I am a TCG player and content producer. You can land it at my Twitch page, maybe my YouTube page in the future. If you're enjoying what you see, please hit that follow button. It doesn't cost you anything. It helps other people find my stuff. If you're really enjoying what you see and want to help me produce more of this content, there's a couple different ways you could do that. The first is by subscribing on Twitch or becoming a patron on Patreon. You can also support my content by supporting my sponsors. We're all Magic players. We're probably going to buy some of these things anyway, so if you're going to buy Magic Online cards, please do it with MTGOtraders.com. You can use code Hoagland PayPal at checkout there to save 8% on all of your singles orders. CoolStuffInked.com buys and sells physical Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards and lots of other stuff. You can save 5% on your singles orders with them using code Jeff5. InkedGaming.com can help you customize your gaming experience. They do custom playmats and mouse pads and sleeves and stuff like that. And then finally, SpareDeck.com offers kind of a unique service. You can rent any physical, standard, or modern deck from them. You can rent a deck for a weekend or up to an entire month. At any rate, we got our second match here in the Legacy League. Hand seems plenty reasonable. Maybe a little bit medium against a combo deck, but we do have a Clique, which is Disruption and Pressure, and this Brainstorm can shuffle this away if it's not good. If you want to play Control in Modern, you should play Trod. No, I am not joking. Yes, I wish I was. This is Elves. Alright, well, we're gonna... Alright, I don't know what I'm doing. Rogue, am I supposed to plow this? Am I supposed to slow down their acceleration? Or am I just supposed to, like, look for Supreme Verdict and clear their stuff? Thoughts? Opinions? If the Twitch app is sucking, I would recommend checking out Pocket Plays. Yeah, my gut is always plow their first dork, right? Sometimes they're really light on lands. Sometimes they're really light on lands. We're gonna Brainstorm next turn, depending on what they do and what we draw. We have another Green Sun here. Usually they have two Dryad Arbors in their deck. Deathrite, Shyamalan, sure. And then there's the second Dryad Arbor. Okay, let's go ahead and Brainstorm here. Looking for... not those cards. Karakas doesn't do anything in this matchup. Island's not particularly useful. We got plenty of lands. Play this Arid Mesa. Crack this Arid Mesa. Play this Tundra. Cast this Ponder. Is that one good? I feel like that one's probably good. So we're going to go Ponder back, Verdict back, Force of Will back, draw the Force just in case we need to force something this turn. Am I supposed to force that, or am I just supposed to force the natural order? I feel like there's a non-zero chance because I have Verdict on... I have a Verdict... So I have a Verdict on top of my deck, right? So, like, if they generate a bunch of card advantage here... like, do I have to force it? If I force this, I probably have to click next turn, right? This is probably fine. There's a Supreme Verdict on top of my deck. Is the thing. Oh, like if we were untapping and verting, that's fair, I guess. So I think I probably draw step, clicking next turn. And I think I want the Ponder that's on top of my deck, so I'm going to play this land out. Looking for natural orders and glimpses here. Am I shipping the Symbiote here? Because the Symbiote's good against our Supreme Verdict? I think it's actually the Symbiote, right? Oh, crap. It doesn't tell me their cards. They had Ranger, Eno. Oh, we're green sunning for... Nope. We just casting Natural Order? Am I dead? I might be dead. Yeah, I think we shouldn't have forced the... I'm dumb. I should have counted. We get to die to Natural Order now. But, I think we shouldn't have forced the Glimpse last turn. Yeah, I didn't count how much mana they could generate with the Quarian Rangers. I'm just timing you out. I said I was. Did you get it?
I did.
Good.
You did not.
I don't care. Really, I should have taken the card that kills me. That's so strange. That's so strange that you think I should have taken the card that kills me. I'm inclined to agree. No, I think, actually, what I should have gone with my gut and not forced the Glimpse. I think forcing the Glimpse was wrong. I think that Glimpse was going to draw, like, at most 3 cards, so we just really didn't care. We have a lot of tools post-board for this matchup. A lot of good tools. Spell Pierce seems pretty terrible here, right? Sword of Fire and Ice is bad. Is this card worth playing? Is this worth playing because it's a clock? It doesn't seem particularly good. Yeah, Spell Pierce is bad. The soft counters are not stellar. Force is fine. Is Meddling Mage good enough? Council's Judgment isn't good enough. Is Jace too slow? I probably want Jace to end the game, right? Or do you Clique and True-Name do a good enough job of that? Yeah, right? These things are such an abomination. This is probably good enough. Yeah, Containment Priest stops NO too, though. I think I'm gonna do this. What cards are bad? I feel like I have too many cards. Unless we're like cutting another Jace to bring this Council Judgment back. How many blue cards do I have? Sort by color. I have plenty of blue cards. I'm just gonna do this. I'm just gonna do this. Sure. I had a Brainstorm shuffle away some of these lands. I guess you go down a land? I don't know that going down a land when I'm boarding in more verdicts seems good. They kept 7, right? At least their keep was worse than ours. Not gonna be able to punish them. It's unfortunate. Don't need this Jitte just yet. feel like we're dead. I feel like we're dead. Alright, slightly less dead. We had another Brainstorm, so what we shuffled away there was pretty irrelevant, I think. Like, by the time we get the Jitte up and active, I think we're probably going to be winning the game anyways. And we need to contain this board and then apply pressure. Pass the turn. Yeah, so, like, you're arguing the semantics of something that actually didn't matter, because, like, we were getting rid of both of them regardless. The basic mountains so you can play around Blood Moon. I think we're pretty obligated to force that one. I guess I'm Wrathing next turn. I guess I'm Wrathing next turn anyways. Yeah, this is fine. I'm just gonna let them do their thing. Would Sphere of Resistance be worth boarding in today against you? I have no idea. That stuff like that is so contextual. People always want, like, straight up and down yes/no answers to things like that, and it's just like, well, what deck are you playing? Okay, why do you want Sphere of Resistance? How much does Sphere of Resistance affect you? Etc. Like, what are you accomplishing? Like, if I was playing lands, I probably would not bring in Sphere of Resistance in this matchup, no. Not sure why. It seems kind of mediocre. I think I'd rather just, like, wasteland and Ghost Quarter this deck out of the game. We are not planning to play Modern Day. We're probably going to play this Legacy League, and then, after this Legacy League, play some, Hex, if time permits. Yeah, Green-Black Tron is best Tron. Yes, correct. You should massacre lands if you are playing this deck. Well, that feels bad, so I'm obligated to force that. Feel good about it. This is the downside to letting the Glimpse resolve. We have this Containment Priest to check a natural order if they have it this turn. They actually can't make more mana just yet, so they need to play another creature if they want to make more mana. So we have the NO covered, we have the Wrath to clean up the board. Hopefully they don't natural order, so that way I can Verdict to clean up next turn. Oh, they can untap still, sure. And then they can recast their Visionary. But like, what are you cutting? Like, most of your deck is good against Delver anyways, right? So like, You're like cutting a card that's like good against Delver for a card that like might be okay against Delver. Like, in order for Sphere to be really good against Delver, like, you've taken them off of all of their lands, right? Or most of their lands, and if you've, like, taken them off of most of their lands, they got Progenitus anyways. You could fail to find, opponent. You could, in fact, fail to find. I could have attacked here. It's whatever. They would have blocked and bounced their thing anyways. I get it. There was a small edge to gain there that I didn't take to give my opponent a chance to make a mistake. They wouldn't have made it. You don't have to comment on it. Just get that out there preemptively. I understand there was a tiny mistake to be made there. It does have protection from Containment Priest. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Protection from all of the things. Does Progenitus have protection from X? Is X a thing? Then yes. Yes, it does. Still not in a great spot here. Yep. I'm gonna snap Brainstorm next turn. Before this thing gets active. Man, remember that time I didn't fetch a red source because I forgot I had a red card in my deck? It's the only red card in my deck right now, right? God, I'm stupid. Holy crap. That'd be pretty good if we could cast it. What do y'all think? What do y'all think? That'd be pretty good? Pretty good if we could cast this one? This one be Dece plus maybe? Probably be able to win this game if I had a brain. Why did we return our... Oh, we have a Glimpse of Nature in our hand. Okay. No, I don't really play in Grand Prix. Playing in paper events is like a giant spew. It's really expensive. Like, for the cost of going to one Grand Prix, I can play like, I don't know, 2 months worth of Magic Online Challenge events. And like, I'll make more money on average in 2 months of Magic Online Challenge events. You have a choke here and I'll concede. Green Sun. Green Sun, sure. That's still pretty bad for us too. It's protection from good GP promos. The good news is we're going to draw this other Clique next turn, and then we can play the Stoneforge, grab the Jitte, shuffle our deck, put the Jitte into play. Itty bitty Jitte committee. I guess, because I know the Jitte is on top of my deck, I could just wait a turn. I could, like, play the Clique, click the Stoneforge out of my hand, and then the following turn, like, play Jitte, equip Jitte. That might not be unreasonable. We're probably going to die before that's relevant, but, like, you know, I'm saying there's a chance. Maybe we could click them next turn. Yeah, click them instead of clicking myself. Check for Abrupt Decay and cards that kill us. Get to draw a bunch of cards between now and then, but... Am I trading here? This feels like a good trade for me. That feels like a good trade for me. For the price of a GP, how many Hex Bashes could you play? Holy crap. I could play, like, what, almost a year's worth of Hex Bashes? So, like, a Grand Prix cost me, let's say, $300 on average. Depending on how expensive the flight was, that's 42 Hex Bashes. Okay, yeah, basically a year's worth of Bashes. What you got over here? Yeah, I'm just taking this away, right? Don't kill me. Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. It's an interesting... They didn't have another elf. Good beat, good beat. Quality sequencing. Hashtag Magic Online. Oh, Magic's fun. Alright, welcome to the itty bitty Jitte committee. Trigger! Man, Tumblr has no idea what's going on right now, you know that? It's not a clue. Deal. Just gonna kill this Heritage Druid, right? Did they have another Heritage Druid? Anyone remember if they had another Heritage Druid in their hand? I genuinely don't remember. And Magic Online doesn't show me, for whatever reason. I should have taken a screenshot. I'm still not used to this not showing me their hand. Thought Seasons and stuff show you their hand. They had two? Okay, so I should just wait on this then, right? Oh, I should kill this one, because this makes a mana and it taps for a mana with this. I think that's fine. We're just like dead to a Natural Order or Crater Hoof here. If they don't hoof us, we're in a pretty decent spot. Alright, opponent. Kill me. Kill me! Alright, didn't die. Didn't die. Step 1 accomplished. Man, if we had a red source, this game would be so over. It's kind of unreal how over this game would be if I had a red source. I'll play that out for now. Am I holding this stone? I should have played the Stoneforge Mystic, right? Actually, just like blocks on the ground. Yeah, I should have played the Stoneforge Mystic. Would have held these at bay. I could have equipped the Jitte to it, too. God, I'm dumb. I'm gonna hold this counter for now. I'm just gonna take 4 here. That's fine. I'm gonna use this to kill their utility elves. No, I boarded that out, right? Yeah, I boarded the other 2 pieces of equipment out. I remembered that accurately. I thought I remembered that. Their last card's Cradle, so there's no point in doing anything here. Red source. That's decent. Alright, so this is gonna swing on in. I'm gonna take a bunch of their elves off the table here. Remove, kill that. Remove, kill this. Do I want to just kill one of these willy-nilly? I don't think so. I'm gonna play this True-Name. We'd be up some points of life here if I was smarter. But unfortunately, I am not. Equip this to here. I'm still pretty dead to Crater Hoof. Can they just... Yeah, because they have another Cradle in their hand. So if they draw Hoof, we're dead even if we kill another thing here. So we just need to fade another card. And again, like, if I would have fetched red... If I would have played the Stoneforge Mystic, they'd be behind things. If I would have fetched a red, these would have been cleared off the table already. Like, just so many things would have gone better for me if I was smart. We deserve to die here, so... Yep, good top deck. Good top deck from the opponent. It's gonna be lethal. Just get people out of here. Stop telling me what to do. This is legendary. Yep. Alright, we did. I will not be in Syracuse. Not really playing paper events this year. It's far too much money. Spent the last 3 years breaking even, traveling 30 weekends a year, so it's far more profitable to just, like, stay home and stream. And play Magic Online events. Playing Magic Online events is actually very reasonable money. I'm well on track to make more actual profit this year from playing Magic Online events than I did playing paper events last year. That matchup seems hard. Elves is good against these more fair decks, right? Like, the only time it gets miracles is they had 1 mana sweepers and counterbalance lock. Yeah, right? Sounds awful. Nobody travels to play Magic because they're making a lot of money doing it. That's just like, I feel like there's an illusion among people that like don't do it, that like that people are making a lot of money doing it, and that's just like not true. Like, I always counted, like, I traveled a lot playing a lot of Magic for 3 years straight, and I always counted the years where my events covered the cost of themselves as reasonable, and then I made money producing content. So, like, if I'm only making money producing content, I might as well just, like, spend more time making content. Oh, are we dead? Oh, God bless. We're super dead. So we're losing our ponder here. You get excited when you don't lose money. That's exactly correct. Yeah, I didn't lose money this time. So you gotta remember, like, so let's say you fly to an Open or a Grand Prix, right? Like, average plane ticket's probably somewhere, if you're not getting, like, an obnoxiously cheap ticket, it's probably somewhere around... Yeah, and I might do, like, the occasional trip per year, especially if we do, like, a donation goal. But, like, you know, the donation goal, again, like, I feel like a lot of people contribute to that just because, like, you know, my air conditioner broke. It's like I didn't have my own money to spend going to something like that. Normally, I do have my own money to spend to going to something like that, and I'm just like, I'd rather... Like, it's funny, like, people say they miss seeing me at the Open Series. It's like, well, you know, you could, like, just... Instead of, like, if I go to an Open Series weekend, if I have a good weekend, you're lucky to see me on camera, what, 3, maybe 4 times if I top 8 and, like, make it to the semifinals or finals? Whereas, like, if I'm streaming, you can sit here and watch me for 3 or 4 hours, and then I get a bunch of YouTube content out of it. Paper Magic cards are way more expensive than Magic Online cards. And for reference, I didn't have to pay for Paper Magic cards either. But, you know, if you're talking about the cost of Magic Online, the cost of Magic Online is cheaper than Paper Magic as well. Like hats, right? Something sweet. We're gonna do a 24-hour stream again, now that I have fiber internet. Look at that, we've been streaming for... Haven't dropped any frames in 2 hours, including my test stream. Let's see if we're gonna die here. They've got 5 cards. They finally shuffled their Brainstorm. You do you, opponent. Yeah, I love the Gataxian Probe. It means I get to auto-pass and not feel bad about it, because I'm not bluffing Force. That's the worst part when you're playing these blue decks in Legacy. You're just like, man, I can't auto-pass because I have to bluff Force of Will in case they don't go for it. Ooh, Ponder. Might not be dead. Might not be dead yet. Stop on my opponent's turn for next turn for this click. Dark Ritual, kill me. Oh, God bless. Alright, so long click. So for those of you that enjoy my content, the 24-hour stream, I'm planning to have it on August 26th. It's the weekend after Gen Con. We're going to do a minimum of 12 hours. We'll do a donation goal to stretch to 24. And if I'm a total psychotic, we might donation goal to stretch to 36. Is it reasonable to jab Wall of Roots so you can cop every league? Probably. It's their fault for not fixing it, right? The musical stream is a legal and moral thing, too, more than anything. I will be attending Gen Con. This will be the second year my wife and I are going, and we're super excited. Don't do 36 hours, people die from that. Sleeping. Sleeping gets rid of half the fun. Alright, so we're putting in the Sophie here. I think we're going to untap in Jace Storm for a Force of Will. Oh no! I'm going to put the Sword of Fire Dice into play here. I guess maybe I should leave this in my hand just in case they want to name this instead of Jace. So I'd rather they take this, right? No more mines shall be sculpted. Opponent's hand is really kind of slow. It's a good draw. Am I supposed to do this first so I can hold up Counterspell if I draw it? I feel like I am. Spell Pierce, Deece. Alright, put these two back. I guess I'm gonna hold the Plow because there's a non-zero chance that my opponent could like not have quite enough store, but I could Plow my Stoneforge Mystic and gain life in response. This deck seems sweet, by the way, Rogue. If you're still here, this deck's a lot of fun. It's like Dead Guy Ale, but with good cards in it. Oh, I don't have white up now because I kept the Tundra. Oh, I'm silly. It also just might be that, like, I'm biased against the 4-color control deck because, like, that deck's done nothing but rail me lately. Because I've been playing Grixis Delver. We are so very, very dead. Because I didn't have another Tundra in my deck. And I wanted to shuffle before I drew a card for the Stoneforge Mystic. Oh, so I should have fetched this. It's probably not going to matter. Usually they storm off for way more, right? So I should have fetched the Volcanic and then equipped this using these two to leave this up so I could have both of these up. But, like, they're actually just going to, like, storm off for plenty. I'm just going to go ahead and Spell Pierce to take them off mana here, I think. Is giving them a storm worth shorting them 2 mana? So they're going to cast Tutor with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left. That's actually not worthwhile, is it? Because they're still going to be able to get Past in Flames. No, wait, that's good, right? Yeah, taking them off of mana is good because Tutor is... Yeah, okay, so piercing them here is fine. Yeah, piercing them is good here. Because they're going to go down to 2, and then if Tutor's their last card, they can't Tutor for Past in Flames. Oh, they just don't pay for it. I'm dumb. I'm dumb. Wait. Oh. Huh. Okay. So they don't have it yet. They need to probe into it. Probe or brainstorm or ponder into it. And they get a lot of looks, right? Like they've got a probe, a ponder. So they get 10 looks here for a tutor. It's a lot of looks. It's a lot of looks. And we're going to be very far over dead. Oh, because they're going to need... Okay, that's fair. That moment when you realize none of the kids are in the room anymore and you still have their TV show playing. There's a diaper that I need to run upstairs really quick. I'm auto-pass. They're going to do their thing. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere, folks. Thanks for hanging out. We're going to play the rest of this Legacy League for sure today. Jeez, chat, I walk away for 2 seconds and you let them find Lion's Eye Diamond and Infernal Tutor? What a tilt. Last time I leave you people in charge. Alright, so Jitte's gone. Plow's gone. Verdict's gone. Batterskull's probably fine. Council's Judgment is gone. True-Name's kind of clunky. We might leave that depending on how many cards we have to bring in. Canonist is good. Mage is good. These are fine. This is fine. This is fine. Leave a True-Name in. How do you feel about this? Do we like engineered explosives to clean up goblins? We like the Staticaster better. It pitches to force. I like it. I like it. Okay, sweet. Easy in, easy out. Seems good, right? Batterskull can contend with empty sometimes too. I like it. Put Shaun the Sheep on. Donation goal. We get a Shaun the Sheep costume and I wear it on stream. Keep. Wake up, Shapeall. Okay, now here's the question. Do I Brainstorm at end of turn to try and hit the white source to cast this on 2? It's the real question, right? Yep, Probe resolves. God, can we ban this card? This card and Deathrite Shaman. I would be a happier Legacy player if neither of them were legal. Oh, that's true. Yeah, if they therapy us for casting Brainstorm. Sweet. All right. Huh. We're going to slide the Force on top of our deck here. What do I want to shuffle away? I'm going to redraw the Force. But then which of these cards do I want to shuffle away? Probably the Clique? I think I want to shuffle the Clique away. It might be right to hide this, because I feel like they might name Brainstorm with this, since they knew we had 2 of them. We're pretty unlikely to hide them. Like, there's levels in this game, right? So, like, level 1 is my opponent cares about Force or Counterspell, so they name Force or Counterspell, so I should hide those. Level 2 is they should name... Names Forcible. Okay, so they just named the cards that they cared about. Now they're going to play Lotus Petal and kill us. Yay! We didn't die! Magic is fun. Gotta get a clock on the table. Batterskull, Batterskull. Next turn, they could go Duress kill us, which feels bad, but you know, it is what it is. You can't, you have to pressure them, right? So, like, we're making them have it. Yep. If they don't kill us this turn, we're ahead in a big way. There might have been merit to putting this back and, like, leaving the Clique in our hand so we have, like, Counterspell, Flusterstorm up this turn, and then, like, Clique next turn. I could see an argument to that being the correct line. Opponent chose not to shuffle. Does that mean I'm dead? Scale of 1 to dead. Where does that leave me, opponent? What you think? What you think? What you think? Hey, magician! With the 13-month resubscription. Welcome to the Riot Shoe Sub Club. Thank you for the continued support. I do appreciate it. You no longer have Pikachu gifts. You have Raichu gifts. Oh, right. I need to remember to fetch red aggressively. Because Reb's great. I love rebbing cantrips. I probably like counterspelling cantrips more than most people that play Magic. That's fine. Take a peekaboo here. Pucker up, Buttercup. You're going to prom. Okay, we're gonna try and Flusterstorm this. I think this is fine. Like I said, I like countering cantrips more than most. Storms are critical mass decks, so like stopping their setup is pretty important. We don't know if they have a land here or not. If they don't have a land, countering that is excellent. God, remember that time they didn't have a land? And because I like slowing down their critical mass, like, they can't just value tendrils us, especially like Batterskull getting hits in means value tendriling us is really difficult. I think I'm supposed to Brainstorm here. I think chances of us hitting a blue... Oh, I should have... No, I'm not necessarily attacking that. I might put the Sword of Fire, I said. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and Brainstorm here. Chances of us not hitting a blue card are pretty low. Hit another... Is this one good? Does anyone know? Is this one reasonable? Should I keep this one? Say hello to my little friend. Yeah, I'm just clicking submit, right? Stay true to the plan. You think I want 2 ways to kill goblins on the draw? Seems great, right? Oh, I like cutting a land rogue. It's a good idea. Probably worth cutting Karakas in this matchup, right? You want to name Infernal Tutor with this, generally speaking. Oh, you cut planes because it can bounce Vendilion Clique. Smart. Smart. We're gonna Spell Pierce an actual cantrip here, like a Ponder or a Brainstorm if they cast one. Just like use our mana this turn. Okay, you have a land. I feel like I'm just supposed to play this here, right? I can play it off the Karakas so I can have a shuffle for this Brainstorm still. It's Infernal Tutor, right? It's the right one. Yeah, I mean, that's happening, right? Not much we can do about that. Next turn, we'll draw step a click. Get to auto pass now. Alright, kill me. Damn it! Why did I say kill me? It's rude. Huh. So they missed a land. Am I supposed to Brainstorm here, or am I just supposed to click them? I almost feel like I'm supposed to Brainstorm here. Nah, getting the clicked out is better. Let's get pressure on the table. Imagine Storm having access to Runebind, right? Look up whatever my last article was. Should be on MTG Card Market, I believe. Maybe I'm just supposed to hold up Pierce here. Tutor, Therapy. Huh. That sucks. They're gonna get to take my Brainstorms away. I just have to take the Tutor, though, right? Do I have to take the Tutor? It's pretty stupid not to take the Tutor, right? We're probably ahead with just Spell Pierce plus Karakas Vendilion Clique. So, like, losing the Brainstorms is fine. Yeah. So they have Petal. Petal. They're about to cast the Cabal Therapy. Brainstorm, gets our Brainstorms, yep. Yeah, we have a lot of good draws, that's for sure. Opponent chose to shuffle, that's good, so they have 2 Lotus Petals in their hand. Is that one good? Anyone? Bueller? Keep beating him down here. I think this is worth playing. We're looking for a blue source anyways. Fuck me. Can I die here now? Might die here. I have to shuffle this, right? I think I have to shuffle this. Hopefully we don't die. They don't give us anything to Spell Pierce this turn. We're going to end up the Snapcaster Mage. Yep, the last 2 cards are Lotus Petals. They're probably going to take the Counterspell here. Extraction doesn't do anything. They don't have anything meaningful in their discard pile. Like, I'm pretty okay with them drawing any of the cards that are in here. I don't know what they're thinking about. They're supposed to take this card and just, like, move on with their life. I'm going to play this at the end of turn and then put them on a 2-turn clock. Look at that. They figured it out. Cross the finish line. Hopefully we draw an untapped land, which, any land here will let us attack with the click and then bounce it and replay it during their draw step. It's 5-drop. It's kind of like a land. Should be playing Storm. That sounds awful. I don't think Storm is particularly good. So you have just a Spell Pierce. Don't kill me. Don't kill me. Don't kill me. Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. GG's. Opponent's a GG's. GG's opponent. Sweet. So we're 2-1, and the match we lost, I just, like, punted the ball to Elves twice. The matchup seems hard, but I definitely played it fairly poorly in the 2 games that we lost. Slow and steady-rooney. Waiting for the next batch to pop. I would just like to say good morning, afternoon, and good night to everyone, wherever you're at in the world. Thanks for choosing to spend part of your day here with us. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I'm a TCG player and content producer. We're hanging out this afternoon playing some Legacy Magic the Gathering. If you're enjoying what you see, please use that follow button. It doesn't cost you anything and helps other people find my stuff. If you're really enjoying what you see, please consider subscribing on Twitch or becoming a patron on Patreon. You can also support my content by supporting my sponsors. MTGOtraders.com would love to buy and sell Magic Online cards with you. Use code Hoagland PayPal at checkout there. You'll save 8% on your singles orders. CoolStuffInc.com buys and sells physical TCG singles, so Magic, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh! You could save 5% in your orders from CoolStuffInc.com using code Jeff5. InkedGaming.com can help you customize your gaming accessories. They do playmats, mouse pads. They have custom artwork that's their own, and you can put your own images on their stuff as well. And finally, SpareDeck.com offers kind of a unique service. They will rent you any physical, standard, or modern deck, and you can rent it for a weekend or up to an entire month. I don't play as much paper anymore. I don't actually own that many paper cards, so a lot of the times when I'm going to a paper tournament, I use SpareDeck to get cards for the weekend. Still waiting on this match to pop here. I just beat Tron with Kiki Cord. I mean, I beat Tron with Kiki Cord all the time. It just involves like 2 Fulminator Mages and a bunch of Stony Silences. It's not bad. And sometimes you just like twin them, right? You're just like, okay, end step, Restoration Angel, untap Cord for Kiki, kill you. Yeah, most of those guys, like, pretty much all of those guys smoke. I've interacted with them on a number of occasions, either at events. Yeah, I think most all of them smoke. But I know Nelson definitely does. I'm very boring, cut and dry. I don't smoke. I don't really drink. Ugin's a good guy. He's only beating you on turn 4 if you deserve it. I'm just here to shill for Ugin, JW. I don't know what you're talking about. Just shilling for the man upstairs. It's cutting me those big yummy Ugin dollars. Wasteland. All right, punished for not leading on Scalding Tarn. Oh yeah, I'm talking about cigarettes. I guess that should be implied. Yeah, exactly, right? Alright, we be delving. Cloudpost is a deck in Legacy. It's a very bad deck because Wasteland exists, but it's technically a deck. Hopefully, my opponent is not playing my configuration of Grixis Delver, which has a bunch of Cabal or Kolaghan's commands in the main deck. Would be less than ideal for me. Yay, basic island. It's unfortunate this has to fetch a non-basic. Don't daze me, bro. Man, I asked so nicely not to be dazed. We got dazed anyways. We can get wastelanded again. You know, glass half full. Hey, Jade Kit. Good evening or good morning, wherever you're at. I think it's decent. Ding. Playing the go long game is definitely better for us than it is for our opponent. Sure. Just hanging out, waiting for cantrips. Cantripping. Let's see who blinks first, I guess. Cast Gitaxian Probe. I swear I put 4 Brainstorms and 4 Pond into this deck. I don't... We need some, what's it called? We need some Preordains up in here. What's the bad card Miracles plays? Portent. We need some Portents in here. Any Hex plans? So yeah, I think we're going to play a match or two of X after we finish this Legacy League. This is the 4th match, so we've got this one and then one more. Yay! We hit a land drop. It would be nice if we could hit a cantrip so that way we could snap back said cantrip and put a threat into play. I assume they're playing Delver. Just a Pyromancer. Bolt my face so you don't have to discard. Yep. I guess we're discarding a Spell Pierce. Make him crack a fetch land, I guess. Actually, if they pay for this, I'm gonna snap Spell Pierce it, just put a threat into play, and start attacking them. Fly me out. If you have you and someone else who are reasonable people playing real Magic decks, pay for my trip and I'll come play on your team. Have to be people playing real Magic decks though. That's the catch. I like playing Magic, it's just expensive to go play Magic. So like, you know, if I don't have to pay for it, I'm all for it. Are we gonna fight over this Spell Pierce and this Bolt? Or are we just like pushing the Snapcaster Mage or something? Is this happening? Is this real life? This is real life. Alright, sure. Yeah. No, can't pay for it. You got me. I've been bolted. Yeah, just like tiered decks in the format. I understand that Tron is love and Tron is life, but just real decks in the format is the metric. I'm gonna hold this for now, because we can hit a Brainstorm and, like, maybe draw all good cards and shuffle this land away. I know it's asking for a lot. Maybe I'm supposed to play this just because of their soft counters and their spell pierces. Yeah, I'm probably supposed to just play it. Umezawa's Jurgit. Let's get jergy with it. This is almost certainly dead, right? Deal. Hopefully they're playing the build without Kolaghan's command in the main deck, and then this Jitte is just gonna, like, run away with it. Huh. Yeah, that's fine, right? I'm just gonna let this happen, and then we'll plow this. Itty bitty jitty kabitty. I think I want to just preserve my life total. If they want to take any of my cards, I'm fine with that. Woo! Found me a nice one. We have a second basic planes in here, right? Yes, we do. Alright, see yourself out. Don't double daze me. That makes my brainstorm slightly worse. And we red cards in my main deck, right? Nope. Let's just go basic. Yeah, Discord or Twitch will snipe. Discord, actually. Discord's better than Twitch. Alright, double days, sure. So we got 2 for 1 there. We know 2 of the cards in their hands are lands right now. They're putting us to 7 here. Hopefully with this counterspell, we should be okay. You knew that was never happening, Maddie. I told you I'd play the RPTQ with you guys, but the Grand Priests are just so expensive. Yeah, they've used 3 bolts, so, like, I'm not super worried about my life total right now. That's great for us, unless we're getting Cabal Therapied here, right? So we just, like, cast Supreme Verdict and clean this mess up now? You know, one of their cards is a land. Man, I really hope the Supreme Verdict resolves. I should brainstorm first here, right? 10 out of 10. Okay, I guess I can't hold up Counterspell now. Put these 2 back. Big fishing, spin the G's, we doing big fishing up in NYC. Oh, so they wanted to bait that, huh? Do I want to force this? They've already used 2 probes, right? So the chance of them having another probe is pretty low. But, like, I need to plow these. I'm gonna force this, I think. Oh, I could snap Verdict. Oh, I forgot about that. Oh, I'm so dumb. The rogue with the clutch suggestions. This leaves me a Snapcaster Mage behind. I think I'd rather leave a Snapcaster Mage behind. I don't know. I didn't actually think about Snap Verdict, but I think I'd rather have a Snapcaster Mage left over. They only have 1 card left, so like if this Jitte even gets 1 hit in, it's gonna be really good. I thought that season starts in January. No, it's the one after Modern. I'm pretty sure the one for the team RPTQ doesn't start till January. Because that RPTQ is not till June. Hey, look at that. We do another brainstorm like a professional. Just gonna equip this. We're not really looking for anything with the brainstorm. So, like, I'm gonna wait until we, like, need to solve a problem, I think. If this connects, this game is over. Yeah, this game's done. Like, even if they find a K command at this point, like, we have a counterspell. Yeah, that's fine. The Jitte being active cuts off a lot of their live draws here. We have a Counterspell to deal with a big fish, or a True-Name Nemesis, which are their best draws here. Oh no, my opponent doesn't want to play anymore. Alright, so Force is out in this matchup in this style of deck. Verdict is great. Blood Moon's fine. EE's fine. Staticaster's fine. Pyroblast is great. I think Flusterstorm's okay, maybe? I think Fluster's just a strict upgrade from these Spell Pierces, right? I don't think I want that many counterspells post-board, but 2 Flusters seem fine. What are the cuts? Is Clique good enough? Clique might not be good enough, right? I guess it trades with Delver. Counterspell's a little clunky. Maybe I just want to play to the board. I have Pyroblast to stop their big blue spells. You cut Clique? Okay. If you cut Clique, I believe that. My gut says you cut Clique and Counterspell. Okay. Judgment's fine. I guess I have this for True-Name. Maybe Judgment's too slow? I actually don't hate this. Just like leaving the Cliques in. I get 3 Verdicts and like Rebs for True-Name Nemesis. Maybe I just don't want to draw 2 Cliques. Let's do this. Usually just can't have too much removal in this style of matchup. Like, split the difference all over. Rogue, if I play this deck again, it's your fault. I kind of like what this deck is doing. I'm not gonna lie. The online metagame is excessively fair lately. So I think this deck is probably pretty reasonable. Like, we beat Storm today, too, so, like, it feels like you have the tools to beat that matchup, too, right? Because, like, you have, like, access to the white hate bears that are just great. I'm gonna go ahead and ponder here on 1. We're looking to hit some more land drops here, ideally basics. This is an easy shuffle. Just, like, again, just, like, want to hit some lands. I feel like with all of the 4-color control online, like, I feel like I felt like I was ahead against the 4-color control deck when we played. The online metagame's been really hostile to Delver lately, Maddie. I was thinking about playing lands on Sunday in the challenge, but I might play this. This seems pretty reasonable. This has a lot of the counterplay against the combo decks that Delver has. I mean, like, I like the card Stoneforge Mystic, right? Like, that's why I like Didgael, because Stoneforge Mystic is fun. Alright, so we're gonna plow this next turn. Just gonna go Tundra Plow. Deal. That's a basic land. It's technically what we were asking for. I don't want to Brainstorm first, because I don't want this to get dazed. This deck's good against Burn? Fucking sign me up. I'm in. Dr. PZ, sure. I'm about to get Cabal therapied and feel awful. So they're gonna name Brainstorm with this. Am I just supposed to Brainstorm in response? I feel like I'm supposed to Brainstorm and hide Snapcaster Supreme Verdict. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. Do we like Brainstorming here? I feel like I like Brainstorming here. Because they're pretty likely good player's gonna name Brainstorm the first time with this. Sweet. Hide those two. So hopefully they miss on the front half of this, and then they get to take Dealer's Choice in the back half here. And we'll snap Plow on this Pyromancer next turn, possibly. I might just snap Ponder since I have the Verdict coming up, actually. I guess that's worse against a another Cabal Therapy, but I guess I don't have to draw the Verdict with the Ponder. Huh. They might just take this Council Judgment, and then, like, this Sword and this Batterskull are both pretty reasonable. Matt with the 6-month resubscription so he can continue having his own face on Twitch. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm just supposed to... Yeah, I'm just going to Snap Plow this, and we'll hold the Verdict for later. And if this eats a Daze, it eats a Daze. It's a Daze I don't have to play around with my Batterskull. They're pretty far ahead here. They have, like, Culligan's commands and, like, Ancient Grudges post-board to, like, interact with these cards, but even if they hit that, we're still going to be okay. Therapy, take these two away from me. They Therapy and take both of these away. We're still in a medium-ish spot. Sure, Brainstorm resolves. It felt like they had a Cabal Therapy, right? Where they tapped the black beforehand there. So we're going to lose both of these. I assume they're trading their Elemental for the back half of this. We have a Supreme Bird to clean up, and then we have cards like Jace and True-Name in our deck. So, like, right away with this game. And, like, the fact that they took both of these cards makes their future... what's the word I'm looking for? Their future, like, Ancient Grudges and stuff much worse. Put you to 20. They've got 2 cards. We're ahead on lands, though. A big fish here. It's a Death Ray Shaman. Big fish, sure. Shardless Bug's pretty much been entirely replaced by other better archetypes at this point. I'm gonna pass the turn here. This is like a little bit weak against a Cabal Therapy, but if they're Cabal Therapying for Verdict, like they have the Soul Reader, they're ghosting. I think I'm just going to Chumperoo here. Nah, probably not. I think Chumping sends the message that I have a Verdict, and I might get a second creature out of this Verdict if I don't Chump Block here. And since I'm at 20, I think I want to use my life total as a little bit of a resource. I can attack here? What? Why would I attack my 2-1 into their 5-5? Just like bluff a Lightning Bolt? Most of these decks don't play Bolt. I'm gonna take this hit. Hopefully they play out a second creature. This turn I'm gonna chump. And again, try and just get another creature out of them. Glad we waited. Default header text. Thank you for contacting game support. Wizards of the Coast game support. Default footer text. Do you know how long this... I posted a tweet about this saying default header text, default footer text months ago. And apparently it had already been like that for months when I did it there. So, you know... I don't think I'm clicking yet. I think I want to Verdict their next threat here. Like, we're not in a hurry to end the game. I feel like the longer the game goes, the more likely we are to win. That's rude. Okay, now I feel bad. If they take my verdict, I'm going to play my Clique. Depending on what I draw. We're going to play that. If anyone's ever wondering why anything is like it is at Wizards of the Coast, go read the Glassdoor reviews for Wizards of the Coast sometimes. And you'll understand why people that are competent often don't work there for very long. We can get Spell Pierced here, I guess. But then, like, I just get to play my Clique next turn and block their Clique. Brainstorm would be okay. I think I'd rather just take their threat off the table. This matchup feels like it comes down to, like, last threat standing most of the time. So I think I want to just pressure them. Although now that I drew another land, I feel a little bad. They usually don't have sweepers in the Delver deck, so I'm going to go ahead and draw step Clique them to possibly take a threat out of their hand and just, like, add more pressure to the table here. I mean, watch me get, like, Marsh casualtied here and feel really bad. But I feel like I'm supposed to just draw step this and to put more pressure on the table. Brainstorming in response, sure. Somehow break how +1/+1 counters work. Bolting this in response, sure. You can't put lands on top of your deck. Or, you can't put lands at the bottom with Clique. Include your own lands. Alright, so they shuffled away their cards for their Brainstorm here. Diabolic Edict, Ancient Grudge, Gitaxian Probe. I'm going to take the Probe out of their hand because they're going to have to draw a card with it anyways. And this way it takes a resource out of their discard pile. So they have Grudge and Edict. I'm sure I'm immediately going to draw a Stoneforge Mystic now that I, like, left them Ancient Grudge. And again, just holding these lands in my hand, so if I draw a Brainstorm, I can draw 3 spells and then put these 2 lands back. Probably just blasting a cantrip here. That's not a cantrip. It's unfortunate. It makes our future Snapcaster draws much worse. That's really good. They clicked away my Supreme Verdict, right? Am I supposed to crack this fetch to put the Supreme Verdict back into my deck? That's marginal. Ugh. Ugh. Alright, I'm gonna play... Oh, did I fetch after that? Yeah, you're right. You're right, I did. I'm gonna play this Mountain out so that way I can reb without doing anything. This Deathrite and this Grim Lavamancer are gonna give me the business very quickly. It's like 4 a turn. Blasting anything that's blue. It's getting value out of these. Their 2 cards are Grudge Edict right now. Looking for Engineered Explosives. Looking for Supreme Verdict. Looking for things to clean up the board. Even a Plow's fine. Ding. Fries are done. Bum 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 bum. Dun 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 dun. Yep, we're just gonna try and race me. Fortunately, my verdict is supreme. There are 0 Academy runes in our deck. Just working on having good mana here. Take my reb. Council's Judgment. Smart. Dome me for 2 more here. We know they have Edict and Grudge. Our deck definitely has better top decks than theirs, but it's definitely a top deck race at this point. Would love it, Jace. JTMS, he's my bae. Where my JTMS at? That's not my JTMS. It's a good draw. It's a thing to answer their next threat. Like I said, this matchup always comes down to whether or not the Delver deck can stick a threat. Cast Stoneforge Mystic. Get Umezawa's Jitte that we are never putting into play. We're holding lands because our deck contains a copy of the card Brainstorm. I won't hold a third land, but holding 2 is fine. Especially when, like, we've already played a good deal of lands. So, like, there's a good chance a Brainstorm draws 3 spells. Yeah, I'm gonna let that happen. I think rebbing Probe is a little bit narrow. I guess this feels bad if they hit Cabal Therapy, which we know they have. Yeah, this is a 1-2 that, like, drew a card to break. I guess because I'm brainstorming this away, yeah, Batterskull and Fire and Ice both got therapied this game. Because I have this to brainstorm away, I should play a land out now. I'm gonna play a Tundra since they know about it. Like, playing around Flusterstorms and Spell Pierces at some point will have some value to it. Are we getting Edicted? Are we gonna Edict my Squire? Oh no, not my Squire. My poor little Squire. Poor little Squeaky Boo. Poor little Squeaky Boo. There's a Blood Moon in our deck too, right? We just, like, draw Blood Moon at some point here and just, like, take them off of all of their colors but red. It'll be kinda hot. Alright. So they have Grudge and then 5 cards we don't know. Some number of these cards have to be lands, right? They could be holding threats to try and draw Therapy to Therapy this Plow. Yeah, this is a Dr. PZ. The Deathrite Shaman? Big Fish? It's a big fish. Okay. Wait and see what we draw. We can do a Snapcaster Mage or a Verdict before I plow one of these. Another land. That's not very good for us. Huh. I'm actually supposed to plow this one. Kills us faster based on the current board. So they have Grudge, and then 2 cards we don't know. We had 2 cantrips in the top half of our deck. That's so annoying. No Jaces. It's very frustrating. Get bolted out of this game. That's fine. I get to play game 3 on the play, right? That's why you play best of 3. Whoa! I think I like how we boarded. Clicks a bit. The email. This is a mulligan, right? This hand's light on lands, and it's kind of soft to a Cabal Therapy. As an objective player who is good at TCGs, I can look at you and say, no, I would still make the same decision to... Yep, that's fine. We probably want that land. No, I would still make the same decision I made on turn 1, which was... Huh. It's actually pretty good, right? the result of the outcome does not make a percentage play objectively correct or incorrect. That's not how you decide. In fact, you're setting yourself up to make bad decisions overall. If like you're going, oh man, this didn't work out, so it was a bad decision. It's like, no, that's not how TCGs work. Like, just because you made the correct percentage play doesn't mean it always works out for you. Yeah, I agree. I think, having played both sides of this matchup now, that the thing that matters are the threats, like I said, so I would do the same thing again. The way the matchup plays out, using every one of your tools as removal whenever possible is ideal. I think I'm just gonna blast a cantrip here. Not that one. Now they have therapy. I get to brainstorm. And that's one of the most, honestly, it's one of the most difficult things you can do as a TCG player, right? It's just like making correct objective decisions and being able to look back on them and go, well, this didn't work out, but I'm still happy. I'm still content with the decision that I made. Did they miss a land drop? They missed a land drop just now, right? I'm not crazy. I'm gonna put this back and put this back. Because this brainstorm's pretty likely to find me another land. I think I'm getting a Tundra here. I think I've got so many red spells at this point. Looking for a plow. God, that's so tilting. Okay, putting back this and this. I probably want the verdict, right? Put the Staticaster back for now. I mean, it's not like we got to see 7 new cards to find a 4 of, and then they hit the land anyways. Your name fucking Supreme Verdict. I'm gonna slide out of my chair. God! It's such a tilt. It's like, ah! We don't know that they have Cabal Therapy. Like, I don't want the 2 cards I put back on top of my deck. I don't want to draw them. I think it's correct to keep the 2 Supreme Verdicts. These are cards I want in my hand. Yeah, but you don't need a Staticaster if you have Supreme Verdicts, right? Like this, in addition to clearing up Young Pyromancer, this also cleans up Gurmag Anglers and Deathrite Shamans. Like, they don't have anything in play that Staticaster is good against. I don't, like, and I need to hit another land so I can, like, play this Jace around a daze. And pass the turn back here, especially since we hit this other land. We'll play the Jace next turn. Can you explain why they clearly have days? Like, don't just be like, they have days. Say they have days because they've done X to indicate they have days Like, just saying it's obvious they have days is like, it's like, I want to feel smarter than the other people that I'm working with, so like, I'm smart, haha, I know they have a daze. Like, why would they have a daze? What have they done to indicate they have a daze? See there, that's a good read. I agree with that. I think if they don't have the days, they would have played the therapy. I mean, our opponent was also on the draw this game. They would have flashback Cabal therapy is good. Just like, again though, like, it's not actually helpful or useful to say things like they obviously have a daze. Like, actually, if you want to contribute, like, generating discussion and contributing is great. Just like saying stuff to say it and not be helpful, like, isn't useful for anyone. Yeek did. Fish. Okay. Sure. It's the off chance they don't have their grudge already. That would be great. They go and have grudge. We're now in a great spot because top decks. I think I'm blasting a cantrip here. I feel like they probably have days that are gonna get edicted and just like cry ourselves silently to sleep. Nope, just has their one of Ancient Grudge. Good beats, good beats. Good beat. Beats by Dr. Drake. Can we draw our second Jace? That would be wonderful. Ponder, sure. Swords to Plowshares, maybe. Ding. So, what's the worst card for us here? Dr. Peasy. Diabolic Edict's annoying, but it's not awful. Peasy could potentially kill us. Yeah, that's fine. Yep. Just killing one of these, right? Oh, I could have found Staticaster. Yeah, good call. Oh, Magic is fun sometimes. They're not going to time out. They have 5 minutes. 4.5 minutes. Remember, sometimes you lose Magic where you don't make any mistakes. I feel like the only relevant decision we had was whether or not we put back one of these verdicts, and I think that I made the correct decision there to not put them back because we didn't want either of their cards there at the time. Okay, you threw your tablet, you're all done with it. You gotta ask for help nicely, otherwise you don't get your toy. Well, thanks to the new rules of Magic, this is okay. Don't force me. God bless. Play around Stifle. So for those of you that are unaware, they updated the flip rules, so flipped cards the same converted mana cost as their day side when they're flipped to their night side, so both Delvers had converted mana cost 1 there. Yep. I think playing around Stifle is reasonable there. So. They updated that 2 sets ago. It's a weird rule. I don't know if I like it or not, but it worked out for us there. Chose not to shuffle. Okay. Bolt, bolt. Oh, Magic's great. This is the check for Counterspell before they play the Lethal Bolt. Name's Force of Will. Yep. Good shit. Sometimes your opponent hits doubles on blind therapies. Sometimes you brainstorm into 3 lands in the same game. You know, details. Alright, let's play the 5th one. So we've got one match where I made some mistakes against Elves, probably a hard matchup, and then we lost what's likely a good matchup for us, but I got pretty exceptionally unlucky in the 2 games that we lost there. You always want to try and be critical of your decisions, like think about what we could have done wrong, but I feel like I made objectively reasonable percentage plays in that game and still just like got destroyed. Like, yeah, like, Delver's close against everything, right? Like, nothing has an amazing Grixis Delver matchup. Like, that's why the Delver deck's really good, because nothing slam dunks it, really. Like, even its harder matchups are reasonable. I actually think my configuration of Grixis Delver with the Kolaghan's commands and the Null Rod and the Ancient Grudge in the sideboard, like, you're probably borderline favorite against Stoneforge Mystic like this, but people aren't playing that configuration still for whatever reason. I'm probably just going to play lands on Sunday. This deck just, like, dumpsters all these mid-range decks. It's so good. So good! Yeah, that's fair that Reb ended up not doing a whole lot. I still think that's, again, I think that's, like, objectively correct to not Reb that. How does the new flip rule? No idea. I think lands is really good against these mid-range decks in the format. I think in the Magic Online metagame that's over 30% like mid-range and Delver decks, it's probably exceptionally good. Legacy is a format that, like, because Legacy is so expensive, and, like, it's really, Legacy's not a competitive format overall. It's largely a hobbyist format, right? So, like, when you're playing, like, at your local game store, like, you know, your weekly Legacy night, like, your metagames are going to vary a lot. I don't know. What's his name? Jody Keefe said play the bog in the board, so, like, I'm kind of inclined to just go with whatever the smart people say. And, like, as far as lands go, like, Jody and Jarvis are, like, the smart people. He brought me pumpkins. So Declan found these pumpkins that were in our closet from Halloween, and he's been walking around, walking up to my wife and I going, treat? 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 No, no treats. Yeah, there's no treats over here. Sorry. I just felt like my hand needed a land rogue. The old 0-2-2-2 pairing. Magic Online, so they could be playing literal anything. God, we're gonna die, aren't we? We're gonna die to fucking Shrieking Affliction. This is our life. That's because 8-Rack isn't a deck. There's a reason why my opponent is 0-2. And I'm sure after I say that, they're about to just, like, dumpster us into the ground. But, like, it's not a real deck. Alright. I got a Batterskull. I mean, it's not even really a modern deck. It's like a tier 3 deck in modern. It's a tier 3 deck translated into a legacy. Golly. Good golly. Alright, how lucky are we? I don't know if that was actually lucky or not. Land. Land, please. If we miss on the land, we didn't miss on the land. God bless us. Like, are we supposed to Brainstorm if we miss on the land? Alright, so they seem pretty bad. I'm gonna do this and crack it now, so that way they can't kill my Stoneforge in response to me cracking the fetch land. Look, Tom Ross seems like a super reasonable individual that would understand that his pet deck is bad. It strikes me as the type of Magic player that's probably reasonable. Sure. Alright, so we want to hold lands at this point. I think I'm supposed to draw step this Clique, right? To, like, get more pressure on the table. I'm just supposed to leave all these here, right? Like, none of these cards really impact the board. Yeah, you can keep those. Bump, bump, Blood Affliction. There's probably no creatures in their deck. Flusterstorm's probably okay. Meddling Mage is probably okay. Is this just coming in as actual factual Grizzly Bear? I feel like this might... I probably want this just to, like, draw extra cards with Stoneforge Mystic. I feel like actual factual Grizzly Bear is coming into this matchup. They may side in 3... What is that card? I like how everyone's talking about this like this is, like, actually a thing that's, like, a thing. No, because Ethersworn Canonist turns off by Snapcaster Mages. I'm gonna click submit. You want some chips? Good job getting a bowl. You know the drill. Playing paper Magic is very expensive. And it's far more profitable for me to produce content and play Magic from the comfort of my home. Oh, Hex, how you spoil me. So, one of the things, we're going to play some Hex after this, which is a fully digital TCG that's very similar to Magic. And, sure. One of the things that Hex does is, Hex's opening hands aren't completely random. They use a modified hypergeometric distribution to remove the 10% most resource light hands and the 5% most resource dead stand. So basically, what just happened to us there is far less likely to happen in Hex, where we just, like, basically are going to have a non-game here because we mulliganed looking for lands because we, like, had a no-land 7 and a no-land 6. It's just, it's nice that they can use the digital space to just, like, make the game more enjoyable, where everyone gets to play more actual games. And that's fine for us. They don't have a second land. Nope. Nope. JK. Oh, we were stopped in their Drost. Dang it, Bobby. Sure. Sure. Huh. That's pretty good, right? I'll hide my land. Would like to keep Stoneforge or Ponder, so I'm sure we're going to keep the true name. No, it does not force your opening hand to have a particular number of resources in it. It uses a modified hypergeometric distribution to remove the 10% most resource light hands from your deck. So if half of your hands in your deck have no lands in them, 50% of your hands, 40% of your hands are still going to have no lands in them, which is why it's a genius, elegant system. Should have stacked them the other way. You are correct, Rogue. You are correct. I am a turn behind now. It's not lazy. Like, Eternal card game has a really lazy mulligan system. Correct. Yeah, I'm a turn behind on how I'm stacking these. Like, if I draw a third land next turn, I can't play this. It's very well designed. The Hex designers are very smart. They constantly impress me with the things they come up with, the solutions to problems that they have. It's very, very enjoyable watching them do what they do. Their standard constructed formats are consistently the best standard formats I've ever played. We're going to crack this at their end steps, so that way they can't play out another rack this turn. It's very possible I should have hidden the Stoneforge like Rogue said. So that way I could just, like, get a threat down. Yeah, we lost 3 extra life. Yeah, and Hex has 2 $1,000 cash tournaments every single weekend, which is great. So Saturday they have a constructed tournament, and Sunday they have a sealed tournament. So, you know, someone actually just asked me why I'm traveling less. Between the Magic Online Challenge events and Hex, I just, like, don't have as much reason to play paper events, because, like, I can play competitive events from the comfort of my home. Ding. Stop on their draw step. If this Sword of Fire and Ice gets going, it'll run away with the game real fast, both by killing them and by drawing us extra cards. Uh, 665 limited was really good. I don't really care for this current limited format, but I also don't like limited in general. Like, I never play any limited Magic, so, like, don't take what I think about limited as whether or not a limited format is good or bad. I mean, maybe my opponent's enjoying themselves. You don't know. Don't tell my opponent what's fun and what's not. They're gonna run off a red source here and, like, flashback these Bump of the Nights and kill me. Like, gonna go land, and end the game. Okay. Alright, we get to crack for 7 a turn now. We get to draw an extra card. I think I'm holding on to this. So that way if they draw a Shrieking Affliction or a rack, I don't take damage. Or take less damage if it's a rack. Trying to think. If I draw like a Containment Priest or if I draw a Stoneforge, I'll play this. This is not lethal, right? Yeah, because this is only 7 again next turn. This is better against Liliana, but they have more racks than Liliana's in their deck almost certainly, so I'm just going to pass the turn here. They have like an Edict effect here. I'm going to feel bad about my choice. All right, we made it out with the 3-2 after getting a pretty unfortunate against the Grixis Delver deck. So again, this was a donation deck list from Rogue. He's one of our longtime subscribers, hangs out in chat a lot. This deck seems really sweet. I'm really not a fan of the 4-color control decks. I just don't enjoy the type of Magic they're playing. And this is kind of a fair, like, Delver-esque style deck. It doesn't quite have... We did mull to 5, didn't we? We don't quite have the pressure Grixis Delver always have, but we have a lot of quality removal. Snapcaster Mage is very powerful. True-Name Clique and Stoneforge are super powerful. We get to play a couple of Jaces. Supreme Verdict is great. I think if I were to play this deck again, I would want to think about fitting a second Blood Moon into the sideboard. I don't know what I would cut necessarily, but I think a second Blood Moon sounds pretty appealing in here. But yeah, outside of that, thanks everyone for watching today. We're going to go ahead and play a couple matches of Hex to close out the stream. So if you haven't checked that out before, you should definitely stay and do so. Jacob. It's okay, Jacob. It's okay, buddy. Here you go. All right, there's that Explosive. And again, if you're not familiar before, there's always links to the deck list.